Alright, it's time to go nuclear. Now that I know that I can make the fuel rods a long time ago. So let's make some of it, shall we? I already made the recipe for the quad fuel rod of MOX. Because I don't want to make uranium because it takes too much uranium to that. Let's request 2 of it. And they are running. And while it's running, let me show that I have covered the pipes and stuff for my system. So most of it is available. And as you can see, we have all our stuff here running here. We have the extractors with tin, the compressor with the copper, this is lead, and this is iron, of course. And this is invar. So just covered to make it less ugly, I suppose, but I don't know about your opinion on that. Still have a lot of stuff here to do, made more recipes to provide for everything that I'm going to need into the future. And so it is not going. Why? Well, we have one. Now let's make it another one. And now it is working. Scrap thing. Now let's go to the reactor itself. I don't have anything radioactive with me, so I can pick my hammer. Making things into the ceiling also make it more difficult to get the uranium here. I did not think about it. As you can see here we have a reinforced stone. That is really reinforced. When I scan it, gonna see that it has a blast resistance of 100 and hardness of 80. That's a lot. That's really a lot. You have the entries, but how do we enter it? Just click it. And here we have our 6-chamber reactor with the components that I used in the past. The other versions, it seems to be stable here, so this is gonna produce power for us. All I have to do is to place somewhere to power to go and something to actually activate the reactor. So we have here the battery charger, place an energy detector covering below it, and invert. This means that when it's not full, it's going to emit headstone and activate the reactor. So when it's full, it will not emit headstone and the reactor will stop. And I could place some things here to hold power, but not for now. Maybe into the future. Why I am using battery charger instead of machine hull is because I forgot that in the past I had this trouble that machine hulls act like transformers. When you give it one transformer upgrade, it increases the amount of energy it can take in, but not the amount of energy it will output. That's why my generators with charcoal were struggling, because the sum of them together is higher than a low voltage, but the amount it can output at once it's higher. It's not higher than a low voltage, so that's why it keeps trouble. Now I'm gonna just harden some construction foam on it, so if anything happens, it's gonna be less troublesome. And there's something interesting that I have found out. Here's just construction foam. As you see, it has a hardness of 3 and blast resistance of 18. That's okay. But this insulated gold cable with construction foam has a blast resistance of 19. So by having a cable inside it, increase the blast resistance by 5 times. That is a lot if you think with me. But we'll just cover everything here. So if anything bad happens, it will not destroy my entire place here. That's why I have so much hardstone here. The place we have less hardstone is into that direction that I don't have anything important, and to the top. The bottom it's all reinforced stone. So this will not be some kind of trouble. Oh boy. Like this, all I need to do now is to place the cells inside of it. It seems I am short into 1 plutonium dust. So let's check our miner to get some uranium from that. And here we are. As you can see, we have some holes into the ground. I already have come here to check it once ago and change some stuff here. Even though it's blacklist here, it's still from time to time mine it anyway. Oh, iridium ore. So we had one iridium there. This is now something troublesome because it's not in this version that the advanced miner has the option to silky touch. It will mine everything. So it might not be that good to harvest the ruby ore that I want. So it's better to actually mine the stone around it and let me silk touch the ruby ore so I can get the chrome jet from it, because this way you're gonna just break the block into one like here, and that's not going to be very effective. I will have some uranium here, some iron, some lead, copper, some coal, sepsis, iridium. Oh, this is somewhat still good, I suppose. And yeah, I place some overclockers to make it work a little faster. Let's go back to base. Now just go and complete that plutonium that we are missing. It's been 2, it will now be completed. Just wait a little bit and it should be in time here. Now I have here our 2 quadri full rod of MOX. So let's take it up, but this need to use the hazmat suit. I'm gonna get up. For now, let's just use an old-fashioned ladder. Go here. The door is open. Just place it on here, and they should start, but they are not. Why? I always forget that this crap here cannot interact with this directly. You need to have some space for it to work. Now it is working. And it's working as it should be. Except that it's not into the power. It means it's because I am here and I break the cables. So now it is ready. But since those 2 are flickering because of the consumption of power. See, turn it on and off, and it also do not waste too much of the power. Now with that, we are one step closer to getting almost infinite power. So now all I have to do is just make a mass fabricator. That is super easy to make, isn't it? Especially this part here. And then a replicator. That is by far the most easy one to make. Then the scanner. That's also very easy to make. Then I only have to scan uranium ore and put it to replicate as much as I can using the power I have to spare. So that I'm gonna create more fuel to make more uranium cells, to make more power, to make more plutonium, and with plutonium I can make RTGs. That is just 3 plutoniums and a lot of iron. And these are gonna create infinite power for me, that it is not laggish. Don't seem like a good plan, but it is good enough for me. But now I have to work all this stuff. Now that the nuclear getting less power, we can smelt more chrome more constantly. But for that I need to actually get more chrome. That's for why I have made some progress into the head field. Kind of progress. See, here I have 4 crop harvesters. That's how I could do it at the moment. And as shown before, it'll only harvest the crop in front of it. Then send them to this pipeline where any wheat goes here. And here I have a small buffer that's gonna hold some headstone for me. I want to keep at least 1 stack with me. All the remaining headstone are gonna come here and try again to go here or here. Where it goes to this basic centrifuge with the empty cells, and the headstone is going to go here. We're going to start working. Just like this. This is going to be sucked by this pipe here, and luckily most of the mercury gonna end up here, because I want to keep some mercury to use into the industrial grinder. While the other has to gonna here, and all the mercury cells are going to be outputted into that direction. Well, we have this candy here with larger battery holes that will be canned with mercury to make this cell here. One interesting thing is that this mercury cell is made into the centrifugal headstone and get 3 mercury cells. And you can see by the tooltip that 1 mercury cell is enough to almost power this completely. So we're getting more power than we are actually using it. It's gonna can the battery cells. That's gonna be sending to this battery box here. Have 4 slots because we're gonna have 4 here. 1 to the pipe here and 1 to the machine, so it's enough. The battery box accepts the battery hose for any direction, but can only be extracted by the top, by the bottom, and only when the battery is empty. So here we have an extractor to deal with the battery that's gonna be left. That is this kind of black thing you cannot see here. And the part gonna be sent by this MFE. So that's gonna make it purify the battery hole back to its usable form and input back into the candy machine, and everything is working. All the products that is not in mercury go into this direction here. Silicon is gonna end up here, and here we want to get some of the ruby dust, because you can always need more to make energy crystals like this. And then the other remaining one is going to be to the electrolyzer, to be electrolyzed and get our chrome into this large electric buffer. Large because we are also gonna get some pyrite from the centrifusion, and pyrite into the industrial electrolyzer will give us sulfur and iron, and say 3 here, and to this one is 6. So by setting the large buffer to output 6 items gonna produce the chrome and 2 times the pyrite recipe. Gonna be output here, and as you saw, it requires cells to make it compressed air cells. The compressed air cells go into this extractor, will be empty and return to the system. So all of this should be running on itself. We're going to receive more power than we use it. So that's going to be somewhat good. You can see the power is slowly draining, because this takes a long time to be processed. You can be thinking that it might kind of bad to have all this into just industrial centrifuge, but this is headweight with the almost no status, so they take a very long time to grow. Even this entire field here gonna take an astronomical amount of time to grow. So I believe one is gonna be more than enough. Need to get more cells later on, because just of those will not be enough. I need to place some cells here. So you need to test if this is gonna work as it should. Because I don't know if the cells gonna return here to the properly placed or not. But as you see, it only grabs one into the front, and we have 8 arrows. 8 here. How are we gonna resolve that? Well, it's simple overclock, as I said before. Each one is gonna double the current range of it. It's 1, so it's going to be now 2 each one. Just wait a bit here and truly harvest the headstone in it. And here we have some here. And this one is almost finishing. And this one also got the headstone, so it is like this. Now we have 6. This is almost finishing. So now I have to manually power here. Just go here to MFA and put the energy crystal here and charge stuff. When my mercury cells here are completely full, or anyone that escaped the buffer goes to become power, it's going to start to power itself. At some point in the future, I don't need to actually go here and power it. I'll have plenty of power to run this, because I overclock it, but it means that it is also using double the power to get the items. So it was really 100, so now it's 200 for each one, so those 2 here is 400 EU. Then it's gonna be 4 times as much for... Yeah, you can see where it's going to be, isn't it? Well, none of the cells got here. Did they all got here? Man. This is one bad luck. This might be a problem if they don't get the cells before the split. Maybe I need to do give it more space, but I don't want to move this out again. Well, I know I can do. I can put this here and make it go around it, so you will have it 3 times chance to place it into here. Yeah, that's a good choice. But now it's just a question of waiting this out to grow and to complete this head field. With this, we're gonna have a passive way to get the chrome dust to actually smelt it. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Well, that should do it. Let's see, here and down and go on the top. So first gonna go here and try to go here, then go here. That is very simple. Very simple indeed. And as you see, a lot of time has passed and this has only grown a bit. Later on I could try to place a matron, but I don't think it's worth into this version of it, because it only receives irritation cells and What the stuff that I need to kind of hard to automate. But now we have a way to generate headstone, ruby, and some iron, some sulfur, some aluminum, some chrome. Nice. I think I'm gonna cut it for this episode. This has been kind of lucrative way. This is Ungod, and I'll see you again.